And I think like for the most part, it's just a lot of switch ups now than it is what it was, a couple nights ago when this be bothering me right here. Be just a lot of different stuff taking place now. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, like I said, Georgia dropped to South Carolina 20-17 at home, so that knocks them out of the top. Uh, ooh, and they actually still in the top 10 to be exact. But Georgia's still in the top 10. Florida's still in the top 10. Florida lost to a good LSU team who climbed up to number one. But Florida only dropped one position though. Penn State jumped up in the rankings. Wisconsin jumped up in the rankings. Clemson fell 3 slots down after beating the doors off Florida State. But like I said, everybody's there. I mean, everybody's is the rankings fair now? You know what I'm saying? Because LSU's a top one. It's a lot of college football left to be played, and I think we're getting into the meat of the schedule now. So it just a lot of good things going on right now. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Like there's a lot of things I'm just not getting right now. Like a lot of things just not getting right now. But anyway, let's hop right into it, man. Let's hop into the scores. Oklahoma beat Texas 34-17. Bama beat Texas A&M 47-28. A lot of high-scoring games. Clemson beat Florida State 45-14. I kind of tell them this the rebirth for the game. This is the rebirth for Clemson. But it's now it then got a little hard for Clemson because they got to climb and they got to hope for some losses because they went from 2-5 with a blowout win. And I think a lot of no-name teams have let the cat out the bag about a whole lot of teams. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Might go this way right here. Somebody go get that damn dog from out there. Lord have mercy. Indeed, great rain last night for Florida. But a lot of low teams let the cat out of the bag about a lot of high teams. Like Arkansas let everybody know that, it's some teams out there with the defense are kind of shaky. Tennessee let the cat out the bag on Georgia and said, hey, they defense ain't all that easy. Even though they did what they were supposed to do and they went the route they were supposed to go, it's like I said, a lot of low teams in the SEC, ACC, Big Ten, 5-12, 6-6, 1-1, 5-5, all them teams, a lot of those low-budget teams let the cat out of the bag. And all the top teams, they can't be trusted right now because the defenses are looking borderline suspect. It's a lot of top teams that just fail. But let's call these rankings like it is, man. And the rankings says LSU is number one now, and that's not up to par. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Yeah, the walls are beginning to crack in UGA, and I'm trying to see why my situation up top won't work, but I guess I might have to. No, the whole thing. Can't get down in front of. Thank you. Here we go. Yep. Maybe not. I got be reading from 2 different places. I wish I would have had what I wanted on him, but I guess we'll go to the other route. Can't do it the way I want to do it. Let's see. No. Anyway, I think with the UGA situation, I think the walls came loose, I think the Walls came to lose last week when they played Tennessee. A lot of things were being showed that wasn't, that wasn't fittable. I think that their defense period has some cracks. That run game on the offense, it's not the same. It is definitely not the same. Yeah, right. The Cinderella teams are, man, and it's starting to. A lot of things are starting to catch up with a lot of teams that were big time names and doing the most. And I just like I said right now, it's different. It's very different. So I think a lot of I just can't. I'm so disappointed in people right now. Anyway, if anything, if you looking for that one team that's just gonna give you that home run, that's gonna carry out, you gotta look towards the top 5. At the top 4 to be exact. The top 4 teams right now is LSU, Ohio State, Bama, and Oklahoma. And if anything, he said roll tide, but yeah, TT top 10 needs to tighten up. Yeah, TT needs to tighten up. Yeah. It's gonna be very interesting, just to watch college football from here on out. Cause once the cupcake games stop, it's more of let's get into the meat. When you get into the meat of your schedule and you start to play teams that's already been playing big teams and going to that point. Yeah, indeed. You know what? Auburn had that same conversation about being number 1, and they only had played a couple ranked teams, and they, it's now it's more of what can it's. I think the rankings now is not a popularity contest. It's now a produce, and you will be there. LSU has showed that they can put up the points. They can hang with good defenses. I can't give them 100%. We was right there, They did do what they said they was gonna do with Florida, and they did what they were supposed to do. That was a good game all the way to mid third quarter when it what I'm saying, it had its moments. I think the play calling from Dan Mullen kind of fell below the waistline when you're up 28-21, and they just, matter of fact, the score's back tied up 28-21. You come out with Emory Jones for your next drive. No, Kyle Trask is too hot for that. So, like I said, the play calling in the late third quarter, it got a little weary for Dan Mullen, but Florida still has its own. It still has a route to, a route to actually playing in the SEC title game. They just got to run the table. And with LSU jumping up to number 1, that makes them look even better when you look at their resume compared to the top 5 teams right now. They play with adversity. So they still, like I said, Florida still has a chance to make a big play, but they still have a tough schedule to play right now. Alabama number 3, so they're never gonna drop Alabama out of anything unless Alabama drop a game or two. And right now, Bama looks like the number 3 team. I mean, you ask me, I think they might be the number 2 team. That Ohio State jumping up to 2, I'm not sold on that yet. I'm not sold on that. Oh, yeah. I think the reason why Ohio State is so high is because they got a transfer freshman, true freshman, blah, blah, blah. I don't think Ohio State has played a top 10 match. I don't think they didn't play the top 25 match, to be exact. I mean, play FAU, Indiana, Miami, Ohio, and Nebraska. Michigan State was their only top 25 matchup, and that was it. I don't think they should be that high in the ranking. He said the ranking is a power. Is power. How they beat a still struggling Gators. No disrespect, but they still building. No Bama is second to none. Yeah. I don't want to get too far in the fandom situation. LSU proved against a defense because in that time Florida defense was number 2, number 3 in the nation. You know, number 2, number 3 in college football. Saying, hey, they are pretty good, and eventually they wore down. Couldn't stop the run. I think Florida was mostly focused on the passing game. They set off in powerhouse, right? They set off in the cover 3 zone for a long time. But you know, like I said, it was a good game. If you watched the Florida LSU game, you might get to see that game again, pending on what both teams do. LSU's number 1 right now. You know when last time LSU's been number 1? 2005, maybe. It's been a while. Superman, he begs to differ. Yeah, if I say this to that Florida comment, to the LSU comment. Until Felipe Franks went down, you could have said Florida still building, blah blah blah. Nah, I think it's now more. It's now more that Kyle Trask put on the show last night. You haven't seen that out of a quarterback in Florida since Driscoll. Yeah, when that the year they went 11-2 with Muschamp. You haven't seen that production from a quarterback, if you want to be honest, since Tebow. But Driscoll had his flashes, but like I said, once again, Muschamp went 11-2. He said that was a good game, but Florida made some bad calls. Yeah, it was some bad play calling in the middle of that, man. Like I said, it's more of, you know, it was more of bad play calling than anything. So, you know, I wouldn't count Florida out of it just yet. They only dropped 1 slot, and there's a lot of teams that were bumped. I think when the committee got together to last night or this morning or a couple hours ago, and they said we're gonna make LSU number 1, and we're gonna drop Florida down 1 slot, and we're gonna move Ohio State up maybe 2 or 3 slots, and we're gonna drop Bama down 2 slots. Like it became no longer a popularity contest of who's who and what's what. You know, it's really what your schedule looked like and what you got to this, what have you done to this point. Honestly, Bama at 3, no. I would have left them at 2. If you was gonna make LSU 1, I would have left Bama at 2. Clemson falling down to 5. That North Carolina scare is gonna come back to hunt them. It's going to hunt them for a while. Cam said Bama ain't played nobody all year besides yesterday, but A&M. Said yesterday, but here we go. Yeah, officiate was kind of shaky too. Let the boys play. Right. Here we go. I see y'all out there twerking in that box. He says Bama ain't played nobody all year besides yesterday, but A&M wasn't really that good, but they'll never drop Bama out of the top 5 unless they lose, and that's a big maybe. So LSU quarterback changing the dynamics of their team, but they will always have a good defense. And how would you judge bad coaching? Officiating was kind of shaky to let the boys play. The LSU, I guess we can tap into the LSU game a lot then. The LSU game, to me, had to be the best game between Florida and LSU in a long time. It was a lot of scoring. It was no defense being played, but until it got time for the defense to be played. Because when LSU stopped Florida eventually stopped LSU. You know, and the score didn't really turn out of here until late 3rd, early 4th when after Florida came out, scored a touchdown after the halftime, and then it was LSU 21-0 all the way out of there. So it was a good, like I said, it was a good game. It was a good game, and I didn't think that he said Cam Chill Duke had y'all choked out of the choked out in which we spoke. Yeah, I think it can't be the strength of schedule because LSU's only played Florida. He said, "Where's my shirt? What's up, Superman?" Okay, I know who Superman is now. What's up, Superman? I ain't made it yet. I noticed you you had noticed the shirt. Hey, look, I ain't even make this shirt. Ain't even new, bro. It ain't even new. I had this in the closet. You feel me? It kind of small on me and stuff. I'm a big dude. A 2X ain't gonna cut it for me. But I got you though. We gonna put you something together. He said, "Where my shirt at?" Oh man. Yeah, Tua broke a record yesterday though. Hey, y'all, you know what I'm saying? He's an all-time Alabama passing leader. When last time you can call that out? You know, that's crazy. That dude throw 1,000 touchdowns down there. You feel little situation. But like I said, man, it's right now. College football is like right here. And I think from here on out, it's going to get better. He said, we not that good. I already know this. But let's be real. Bama got a super cake schedule, and they don't play nobody until the end of the year. Oh, man. Whoa. I guess we can call out Bama's schedule. Whoa. Let's see. Let's because they own Bama now. And I don't know. Bama's off this weekend, so. Mess around and drop again. Are they out? No, they down there at Tennessee. They played Tennessee this weekend. Tennessee, 97.4 to 2.6. Golly. So Bama versus Tennessee, we know that game gonna get out of hand eventually. He said he put the ball in harm's way. Yeah, maybe. He put the ball in harm's way. Who you talking about? Hey, I appreciate y'all showing up to my podcast over here on Nephew TV. I thought Facebook was gonna let us be great, but I guess not. They ain't even want no part of it. Shout out to them. Oh, it was an error anyway, so it didn't matter. Oh, goodbye. He said, let's be real, Tennessee is super trash. Now, Tennessee got a big win over Mississippi State this past weekend, too, G. And TT. Who is TT? Tua Tuscaloosa. You talking about Tuscaloosa. Now, Tuscaloosa really on Heisman watch mode, you know what I'm saying? So he ain't really got to do much. He just, slant, go out 5 yards, hit the slant route, boom, catch it, and then they all to the races. That way he, that guy there, he ain't got to do much this year. He got the best 3 wide receivers in the nation. My boy gonna be playing on Sunday. All along. Might be on the same team. Mess around, watch the Redskins get right. Yeah. They don't know what to do over there in Washington. But like I said, man, I can't tell you what's going on. I don't know. So I ain't in it. Anyway, he says Tennessee super trash. They not trash, bro. He said we got 3 first rounders. Yeah, indeed. Right. So but you said Tua puts the ball in harm's way. No, you don't. It's slant route shot all year, which I'm feeling. I'm feeling slant route shot all year. So, to me, I think that's the best option right now for Bama. Bama don't have to, in the comments, they said Bama don't play nobody for the rest of the year. Let's look at that. Let's see. Bama scheduled for the rest of the year. They play Tennessee this weekend. They play back. Well, when they play Arkansas, that's not the end of the year. They play Arkansas, Mississippi State. Oh man. Whoo. Free ride. I think they're going to start beating them by 30 to 50 now, you know what I'm saying? They already 25-10, so I think they schedule will keep them in the top three, pending. Let's see, pending on Ohio State versus Michigan. You know, you got to think about Ohio State, and you got to watch Ohio State schedule from here on out too, because they always good for a good slipper. They got Northwestern next Saturday, and they play Wisconsin, so they got to live up to the hype. Yeah, he can be careless indeed. Ohio State has a schedule that's gonna be, you know, it will their schedule, pending if they win. If they win, will keep them at 2. Their schedule will. At the end, they got Northwestern, Wisconsin. They got top 10 matchups. They got Wisconsin, Penn State, and Michigan. They got top 25 matchups. So Ohio State in the position they in now, if they can hold on to the rest of the season and keep winning, and they're in. And that's it. Alabama's schedule, they're going to need to impress a little bit more, because if Oklahoma's 4. Clemson's schedule at the end of Clemson's remaining schedule, yeah, their toughest team is LSU. That's going to be their tough game. Yeah. That's their toughest game for the and Auburn. If Auburn keeps producing the way that they produce, Auburn lost one game to Florida team who just lost to LSU. So that loss, that loss to them. Bo Nix got to come with it. But Clemson's remaining schedule, they don't have a ranked team on there except for Wake Forest. That's it, and that's at the bottom of the year. By the time they get to Wake Forest, they're gonna be not ranked And then they got South Carolina, who just knocked off Georgia this past weekend. So, like I said, Clemson has to hope for some losses. And Clemson's going to have to really show up, show out, because where it's looking right now, their schedule will not let them defend their national title. It won't let them defend their title. Their schedule will not hold up to the way the committee got together this morning or this evening or last night and said, hey, we're going to put LSU at 1, Ohio State at 2, Bama at 3. Clemson's schedule right now will not produce them a top 4 slot. Even if they beat them by 100 to nothing. It still not a show. So I don't know why I say that right there. Maybe, I don't know. Did I read that wrong? We're going to find out here in a minute. Yeah, let's go find out here. Because I guess the iPad. Oh, no, Clemson's number 2. No, that was last week. Thought I was reading it wrong. My bad, though. I'm going to get back to the comment box. He said the toughest team Bama played this year, LSU. Yeah, he said that's every year, man. True Ohio State schedule, not all that either, but they play some top teams at least, yeah. Even if they're undefeated ACC championship, yeah. Undefeated and win the ACC championship, what other ACC team worth they're talking about? They're going to beat the hell out of Duke. North Carolina scared them, don't get me wrong, but even the undefeated ACC champion can be left out in the cold because Oklahoma has played top 25 matchups, and Oklahoma hasn't looked shaky yet. What do we really expect from Oklahoma? A Heisman Trophy winner, top 4 in the playoffs. That's it, and no defense. Oklahoma never played defense, so that's Clemson's whole problem. The North Carolina scare, even though they won the game, and then they go home and be on sick leave until this weekend, and they beat the doors off Florida State. That means nothing to the committee. The way they ranked it today, the way it's ranked today, it means nothing. That means absolutely nothing. ACC. This would be the first time that an ACC champion will not be in the playoffs. I just don't. The way they ranked it this morning, or the way these rankings come out today, is definitely not in Clemson's favor. No matter if they won a national title or not last year, that means nothing. Because the cat out of the bag, what they did last year, they ain't doing it this year. And they dominated Bama in the national championship. They didn't dominate last year, but they got there and they dominated the number one team that was in the national championship. That same Clemson team doesn't look like the Clemson team of this year. So I mean, in fairness to the committee and the decision they made, they put it up. They said, so Clemson gets a pass on schedule, but Bama doesn't. No. The way the rankings were set up before today, the way the rankings were set up before today, no, I mean, we knew it was going to be Golden State and Cleveland Cavaliers for the 4-5 years straight when LeBron's over there in the East. Then we knew it was going to be, like Golden State and Toronto if Kawhi Leonard had a state and whatever. But, like, we knew with the way the schedules were set up with Clemson and Bama, we knew we were going to get Bama-Clemson again. We knew that. But we knew we was going to get them in the playoffs. Let's put it that way, because I'm not sure how it would have went if the roles were switched and Clemson would have played Oklahoma and Bama would have played Ohio State. You never know how it was going to go. Because Ohio State has a schedule that, favorable, blah, 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 blah. Let me hit it one more time. A win is a win. Nah, Clemson's schedule not all that good either. Nah, Clemson don't have a schedule at all. They play cake teams for the rest of the year. You better go back to the Dr. Pepper commercial. Take place. When he said, take beats up on cupcakes all year. Yeah, something like that anyway. Said, nope, not the same, D. He said, nope, not the same team. Nah, Clemson would not. If everybody wins out from this point on, everybody wins out, Clemson won't even be in the top 8, the top 5. I mean, you got to think about it where we at with the rankings right now. Georgia has to run the table, right? They're at 10. They got to run a whole table. No, Georgia's at. I don't know why the rankings on cell phone don't want to show me something, but yeah, Georgia's at 10, right? Georgia's schedule doesn't get any easier from this point on. Georgia's at 10, they're 5-1, blah, blah, blah. An Oregon team can run the table and still with that Auburn loss. Auburn has to it's a lot of situations now to like Georgia. They got Kentucky next weekend, and they get a bye. Then they play Florida in the cocktail party. The cocktail party doesn't decide the East anymore because Missouri is still undefeated in the SEC too. So, like I said, Missouri still can sneak in the back door and get to play a West team in the SEC title game. He said, all Georgia teams got a curse on the picture. Nah, Oklahoma good at developing quarterbacks. Yeah, that's what they're good at. And I don't think they're developing Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts just knew where to go, how to get there. Mike almost fell. Y'all seen that, didn't it? Mike almost dropped to the floor. They didn't develop Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts already knew what time was. His play style fits Oklahoma's playbook and vice versa. So, like I said, right now, if Georgia runs the table, they goes undefeated and gets to the SEC title, they have to get to the SEC championship game and win. Georgia goes anywhere and Georgia wins out their schedule and win the SEC title, they're back in it. And if Ohio State and Oklahoma finish their schedule out, everything 5 and below would not see a playoff. Don't matter if you win your SEC championship game. Wait, nobody's be. We'll say. Let's do the way the matchups are favored right now. Let's go this way. Georgia wins out and beats the SEC champion, whoever that may be, because the West is still open because LSU and Bama have to play. So between LSU and Bama, you got to get in there, and then LSU still has to play Auburn, who still have a chance because they don't like it's right now the way it's the way it's set up right now. The rankings just gave you a, oh my God, but there's still a lot of games left to be played. LSU still has a schedule in front of them. When they play Auburn, they play Alabama, and they got to beat Bama. You're not getting to the SEC title game unless you go through Alabama, and you got to come from Baton Rouge through Alabama to get to Atlanta, and that's how that's gonna ride. So LSU still got games to play that are tough. They still have a tough schedule. He said, "What's Jalen's air distance?" I don't know. Why you ask me that? Why you ask me that? I don't know. You try to freeze me up. I don't know, bro. Ohio State still has games left to play, and they got a big matchup with Michigan on down the line. Oklahoma has a decent schedule in front of them, and Alabama has a decent schedule in front of them. So like the top, I think just the way the committee gave us the schedule this week. I mean, not the schedule, the rankings today. I think it was just to make teams go back and look at and tighten up the screws and make them, you got to play a little bit harder because we're not going off because he won a national title last year or because they look good and they got a Heisman Trophy candidate on their team. What you put on tape now is what we're going off for. And LSU has lived to the hype. That's a little bit, he said, because he's still developing his home. Yeah, maybe. It'll be a first rounder, if anything. Maybe. Late first round, early second, something like that. Indeed. His arm. Okay, but yeah, you gotta get your tight game going. Your tight game kind of sleepwalking. Don't tell nobody though. I love you. But I just had to come through to y'all today and man, give y'all a little college football. NFL about to crank up in a minute. But I'm going to say this. San Francisco is the best team in the NFC right now. And it's going to show. Cam Newton is on his way out of Carolina because that's Kyle Allen's team right now. And Dallas might be a wild card. And that's all I got for the NFL. I know y'all mad. Don't be mad at me. But I ain't had too much to go on with today. I just had to do a little college football wrap up. He had a new number one rankings and stuff like that. But if I ain't give y'all all the rankings, the top 10, I'm going to give y'all the whole thing. LSU number 1. Ohio State 2. Alabama 3. Oklahoma 4. Clemson's 5. Wisconsin 6. Penn State 7. Florida's 8, Oregon's 9. Oh, that Oregon win, man. Okay, but Georgia's 10, Notre Dame's 11, Auburn's 12, Boise State's 13. Lord have mercy. After 10, it just gets ugly. He said your shirt game sleeping big love though. Yeah, it stays sleeping, baby. I'm fat, dude. He said it's yeah, indeed, and it's definitely an exciting time for college football. So every week. Every Friday, we're going to He said, boo, NFL, Cap ain't got to. Look, bro, let me explain something. I'm finna wrap it up. I ain't gonna wrap it up no more. I'm gonna go until I feel like I can stop. Let me tell you about Colin Kaepernick, bro, and why he don't have a job. He don't have a job because he didn't want to take the money that somebody wanted to offer him. Denver offered him a job. Baltimore offered him a job. This was after the kneeling. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't want that because he wanted more money. This dude also kneeled for the flag. He also started you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say a revolution, but he also started some things to go on. But to this point, Cap ain't getting no job. Antonio Brown on his way out. Look how they did Chad Johnson, and dude, it's over with. You don't watch the NFL because of Cap, you missing out on some life. Then you missing out on what the product does. You missing out on what the product does when they get to the show. You don't watch the NFL because of Cap. That's the wrong reason why not to watch it. I mean, Cap not in there. Donald Trump's in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of situations going on out there. So, like I said, you don't watch the NFL because Cap ain't got a job, but the NBA about to start. Cool. Being a VTech fan, I will revert to the NBA too. All right, cool. Yeah. Friday, I'm thinking I'm going to have to push the time up a lot more. But Friday, I'm still building it. Friday's like 3 to 4. I want to say 4 o'clock. My son gets out of school at 3, so he ain't driving yet. So 4, and then we'll try to do Sunday morning Sunday morning with a wrap up. And then Monday with a wrap up. Well, Tuesday with an NFL wrap up. Something like that. It's going to be kind of hard to squeeze it in there. You know what I'm saying? I work at Dollar General, and they don't like nobody to work that hard on their stuff. Anyway, so he said he sued the NFL and he didn't speak up for his protest. Right. Like, that's why I said, like, we still hanging on Cap not having a job. Let's be honest. Cap's last season in the NFL, it wasn't good. It was decent, but he wasn't Super Bowl worthy. He wasn't playoff worthy. He was just a decent quarterback, and he got replaced by Blaine Gabbert. I'd be upset. You know what I mean? So if you're not watching the NFL because Cap don't have a job, you missing, and you still hanging on to the Cap situation, dude. When he did this protest, he got on out the way. Once he quit, all that, what he thought he got money for this protest. I mean, Nike signed by Nike, all that. Man, you not watching NFL because of Cap, you sleep. That cap talk can't be the reason why you're not watching the NFL. You're not watching the NFL because you ain't got no cable. So, he said NFL will never get a view from me again, but Cap got settlement money, though, and it's more than just Cap. Let me put you in a position to where we can just talk, till we have a whole conversation going. You said the NFL will never get a view from you again. The news doesn't tell you, Cap. You're still sneak watching the NFL if you know Cap doesn't have a job. In the same sentence, it's not just Cap. Donald Trump, a lot of political, he said sleep hard, but he sued all Cap. Oh God. But in the same conversation, bro, the NFL is very political right now. Cap played a part in that. Donald Trump plays a part in that. Antonio Brown's playing his part in that. Le'Veon Bell's playing his part in that. A lot of them guys that were kneeling, they played their parts in that. Zeke played his parts, and he said, watch ESPN to know that. NFL's on that channel too, cuz. You are so crazy today, B. But like I said, it's a lot of stuff that played into the role of the NFL losing views. Like I still had a Sunday ticket. I still got that. I still watch NFL. I still like Jalen Ramsey, even though he's playing his role in being a buster right now, because he either want to get paid or want to be traded. And to me, honestly, he just wanted to get paid. He's taking the same route Le'Veon Bell, Zeke, all them did. He just making it known that, oh, I want to be traded, but I can't get paid. And that's the conversation. Like, his back hurts now? Nah, man, ain't out there with that. You also just had a heartfelt situation with the owner. And the owner let the cat out the bag. Dude, ain't nothing wrong with your back. It's just a good storyline. End of the season, you might get traded. You won't get traded this season. You ain't got to, you know what I'm saying? You can collect this little check if that's what you want to, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Still, it might not get traded. Still a whole year for a whole nother year. Ain't no options in your playbook. So that's how that go. But he said, it's run by slave masters. Oh, man. Power to the people, man. You tripping. I ain't even finna go there with you today. You tripping. You tripping, man. Sometimes I don't be knowing. That's all I got for real, man. I gotta get a little bit more information for me to say y'all was out there on one. But LSU big time, I think. LSU gonna run the table, maybe. Florida gonna run the table. Bama gonna run the it's early. College football right now. Ooh. You can't blink or you'll miss some. And that's my show, man. Neff TV, he said, AB just being stupid. Yeah, a little bit. Anyway, I'm gonna bring y'all an NFL show. Strictly NFL. He said, yep. Know your part, D. Good old boys still run it better than good old boys type. Right? Jalen Rounds is good, but to be noticeable, DB, your team got to capitalize on your skills. Yeah. They also got to win. Jalen Rounds also 2 years ago got on TV and said, oh, yeah, we finna beat these boys. We going to the Super Bowl, blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. And then the next year before, he said, I watch NFL because I love football. Indeed. Football is good regardless of what, like if you're watching the talent, if you're watching the talent that coming from the college straight to the pros, you gotta understand that. Football is gonna be football regardless. I mean, if you stick your nose where the political stuff at, and I mean that's you want to be in the middle of that. But other than that, that's just how the cookie crumble. The NFL is gonna always have political issues and all this other stuff because it's money involved. Money is the root of all evil when it comes to football. I mean, just be real about it, man. You know what I'm saying? But in Jalen Ramsey also, just went and called all the quarterbacks garbage. Then Jacksonville got hit with the injury bug, and you looked like the bad guy. Everybody that you said was garbage. Everybody that you said was garbage. Everybody that you said was garbage is now on top of it. Was on top of that day. You know what I'm saying? But Jimmy Garoppolo. Oh yeah, Jimmy G. Oh yeah, that's my guy now. I kind of told a lot of people that Jimmy G would be. I like y'all too. I appreciate y'all because y'all definitely keeping me in the middle of the camera. But San Francisco got to be the best team in the NFC right now, and I don't think it's just because they're undefeated. They have one of the best. They have one of the best quarterbacks that are in the NFC, who's got a nice contract. And then they got 3 receivers that nobody really know the name of. Dante Pettis came out of Washington, set the record for most kick returns. That's some Devin Hester situation. Marquise Goodwin is pretty decent. I can't tell you who the other dude is. He said, "Yep, the NFL is more entertaining." Yeah, indeed. They got a tight end, Greg Little. Or George Little. It's either Greg or George, something like that. Jason Verrett, Richard Sherman, D. Foster, Buckner. Yeah, 49. Yeah, they have a complete team, offense, defense, and special teams. And the coaching is not bad either. The beat down they put on the Browns. Yeah, They let you know that the Brown. I think the Browns came in and they were overhyped. I even gave them that. Ooh, them boys, they're going to the Super Bowl. All that talent, but they remind you of that Philadelphia team that had all that talent with Michael Vick at the quarterback. Oh yeah, Bosa, yeah, he on the other end. Yeah, see, they D line is crazy. They D line crazy, and they got backups to come behind that. But that the boy's name is. He said, "What's going on with them Browns? Too much talent, not enough coaching, and the quarterback is suspect. A lot of people were overly hyped. Didn't nobody have no tape on Baker Mayfield, and now that they have tape on him, it's beginning to." He said, "Oh yeah, you missed that. That's the uncle. You gotta catch the uncle. There's a new number one though. If you just joining, LSU is the number one team in the nation right now, and Alabama's number 3. Ohio State's is 2, stuff like that." He said, "But hold on. Let me jump into that. Let me jump into that NFL. The Browns have too much hype." They had too much hype. The quarterback play is a whole lot shakier than it was last year. Nobody have no real tape on Baker Mayfield. Now it's just, we know what time it is. He said, yeah, it's a lot of he cocky like Jalen Ramsey cocky, but his arm ain't produced that. And I think they just got they got too much of the same thing on offense. That, like, the defense couldn't hold water last week, but the offense ain't producing. You got Odell Beckham, Jarvis Landry, Antonio Callaway, David Njoku, Chochu. The offensive line pretty decent. Then you got Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt come back. You get Kareem Hunt probably about another week or so, right? Something like that. That offense got a lot of hitters for them not to be producing. And then they go to San Francisco and get beat to death. Ooh, on Monday Night Football. Ooh, mama! Jesus Christ, I'm telling you now. But yeah, the NFL right now, like I don't know if Cam's still in here. I can't really tell. He said, look. And then you the one who asked the question, Mr. NFL ain't getting no view from me. You crazy. He said a lot of people want Baker Mayfield here right now. Yeah, he said AB needs to go to the Browns. No, AB does not need to go to the Browns. Oh, God. AB does not need to go to the Browns. The Browns got a lot of all-stars, a lot of pro bowlers on their team. They just can't. Quarterback play just not 100% all there. And that just, quarterback play is not there, mostly. And if you're looking at he said he sneak watching me. I knew that. I knew he was sneak watching it. I knew that. I just said that too. I said, look at him. He the one who asked me the question. I ain't look at it the first time. I was like, that kid asked me that? Yeah. I said he was sneak watching the NFL, man. He knew that. He watches that, man. He's gonna line up for the NFL, bro. I mean, don't get me wrong. What's been on TV lately? Football. That's it. That's the only sport you really watch. He said AB needs to shut up and run routes. That's it. I think AB right now, because you're not going to get paid from nobody that you think you're going to get them paid for. I think if AB would have stayed in Oakland, he'd have been relevant. Oh, look at him. He said he just watching it from IG. No, you're not, bro. You need to stop. I'm so disappointed you right now came with that whole, I don't watch the NFL, blah, blah, blah. Then you turn around and ask me what's up with the Browns, blah, blah, blah. You got to be ashamed of yourself. You got to be ashamed of yourself right now. I'm disappointed, Bean. I can't believe you said that. If you want to go right, I say go right now. And if you put an NFC team up against San Fran, I think Seattle's looking good. The Packers will always look the way they look. It just, a lot of teams that just really just right there, you know. So I think the San Francisco has the best opportunity right now to be the best team out there. He said, AB gonna mess around and get white ball like Cap. Yeah. Black ball, I think. Now I think his career over with. The debacle he had going on in oh my God. The debacle he had going on in Oakland, I think that killed his career, honestly. He caught a touchdown with the Pats and played the game and all that other stuff like that, but Robert Kraft and them like, man, look at this boy, he got some issues. We got enough attention over here to get the boy up out of here, man. Tell him appreciate it though. Give him a little, little game check. Tell him go on nobody's business. But that's just how they go, man. I mean, I think to me, AB career over with. You might with John Chad John. He will. He said no white ball. Bless you. Thank you. I appreciate that, bro. I'm on my second thing of water, man. I'm drinking water crazy today. He says it's too much product in the league to be talking about AB and all those prima donnas. Yeah. I think, like I said, with AB would have stayed in Oakland and just played football, he would be more relevant now than he was in Pittsburgh, because your Pittsburgh conversation is still like, that was your Hall of Fame moments with Big Ben. Now it's gonna take a while for them to put you in the Hall of Fame. You definitely not gonna sign to it. If you sign to a team, it's gonna be a mediocre situation, and they're gonna give you less money than you really, really want it. He said, tired of hearing and seeing these guys everywhere. I go B. Everywhere I go B. Yeah, indeed. AB, like I said, in the AB talks, to me, his career is over. Only thing he can do now is hope for a spot on somebody's roster that in the Canadian League or something like that. His NFL career over with. See, Jimmy G, in my opinion, is in line for a MVP season. I think no boy going to the Super Bowl, man. I can't let it go. That San Francisco talk, I think I called that at the beginning of the season. Jimmy G healthy. He stay healthy. That defense keep producing. San Francisco going to be the team to beat in the NFC. Everybody will say the Cowboys this, Cowboys that. Cowboys are some prima donnas too. He said, yep, a healthy Derek Carr and Josh Jacobs, he would have, yeah. Indeed, that's what I said. He would have been relevant. This has been his not MVP year, but this has been his Hall of Fame moments or whatnot. He could have did some crazy stuff and won some stuff, and I don't think Oakland would have came out the AFC. It's too much talent on that side of the ball, but too much talent on that side of the conference, whatnot. But he said, woo-ha, sipping that Niner juice, huh? Oh, yeah. Yeah, you know, I had, in the little league, I had the 49ers. I've been sipping this Kool-Aid for a while. You know, Jimmy Garoppolo, last year when San Francisco brought him over in the 5 games that he played, he was in the midst of busting up one of Montana's records. You know what I'm saying? Before the ACL tear, he had whatever he had tore up on that knee. But yeah, he was on that. He was on the way to busting up one of Montana's records or whatnot. But you know, he had got hurt, and then that was the end of that. But you know, in the 5 games that he did play with San Francisco, you know, he was I think he was 3-2, 4-1, something like that. I don't think he lost that many games. But Jimmy G's big for that team. He's what, about 6'5", 6'6", maybe about 6'3", 6', I think about 6'5", about 230. And then he just sat behind Tom Brady and won 3 rings. Ooh, I've been waiting to let that little talent lose on God. He in there. He says, yeah, one DB, yeah, business on cover, yeah. They also got Jason Verrett. Sleep on him. Secondary ain't that bad, man. Like San Francisco loaded, bro. They have a complete team. Yeah. He said Oakland would have still been dead. Too low, division too low. The Kansas City and the Chargers over there. Oh yeah. Good job, Jesus. Jonathan. Good job. Pat's still undefeated. The Patriots still undefeated. Oakland would have been right here. I think they big win came from beating Chicago. But how many more big wins can they really get? Let's just put that on paper. I think that's all right though. Hey, Richard, see, you got me out here talking about San Francisco like they my team. I'm a Jaguar fan, man. But Richard Sherman's still in the news though, man. This is the rebirth, to be exact. Richard Sherman might mess around and get Defensive Player of the Year, keep balling like he balling now. At least being a candidate of Defensive Player of the Year. I'll take that. He said, yeah, good secondary. You need that in the passing game. Indeed. AFC South. Let's go AFC South. Deshaun Watson running that situation over there. And the only reason I think the reason he running that like that right now, the AFC South is more like, you know. Oh, let me give y'all a score check too. Carolina is beating the Does of not the Does, but they beating Tampa Bay 37-26. And I told y'all, Kyle Allen has taken that team, dog. That's Kyle Allen's team. Now they're he said more like trash. Yeah, Carolina and Kyle Allen, they gonna throw a big check in his lap. Telling you, I don't think they're gonna keep Cam no longer than maybe next year. By the end of the season, they paid him some good money, but you ask me, I think it's over with for him and it's over with for him in Carolina. I think I told somebody that at the beginning of the season that Will Grier was gonna take that team, but instead Kyle Allen got it first. I think that furthermore, you know, Cam Newton. No, I want to call him Kyle Allen, but Cam Newton situation in Carolina is over with. I'm gonna give y'all a score, NFL score check. I guess I can run with that, huh? Since y'all didn't want to let me go, y'all really wanted to play with me and stuff. That's the only game that's on. They came on kind of early. They must be in London. That might be where they're in London. He said, Cam gonna be ripping the run away near you soon. He said, nah, I think his season over, to be exact. If anything else, let's if you bring Cam back right now with Carolina in the position they are in right now and the winning, first of all, Kyle Allen hasn't lost a game yet. Kyle Allen also hasn't thrown an interception yet. That's the most, and Christian McCaffrey and Kyle Allen has got to be the best duo right now. You know, like I said, you bring Cam back, you're going to throw off the timing of the whole team. Don't get me wrong, Cam Newton's season is over with. It's hard to put that in the front and say, whew, he said, yeah, but his fashion is the talk. Yeah, right. And they say his girlfriend dressed him up. But like I said, far as his NFL career, he might be wanting to look for another job here soon because it might be over with. It's over with in Carolina, we'll put it that way. You know, he hasn't been too hot of anything since that Super Bowl. Had a couple of good games, but you know, but you got to think about it like this too. The NFL right now is full of backup quarterbacks. Yeah, she dressed him. That's what the conversation is. Says she dresses him. He might be on, but look. The NFL right now is full of backup quarterbacks. You got a backup in Jacksonville. You got a backup in Carolina. You got a backup in New Orleans, Washington. Indianapolis. Like, that's 5 teams that's starting back a quarterback. Ain't been like that since the 50s, G. So, like, it's still wide open. And then I think at a backup persona right now, that might be the best thing going for the NFL is you get to see new talent take over teams that, with their older quarterbacks and all this other stuff. It might be a little bit better. I just feel it that way, But NFL gonna look good, man. I'm gonna give y'all a show. I'm gonna bring y'all another show back. I want to say Monday. I go with Monday, even though the Monday night football game and whatnot. I bring y'all another wrap up show, and then I bring the big show back Friday, around about 4 or 5 o'clock. I'm still working on the timing and all that other good stuff, and Facebook didn't work for me. I don't know why, but it'll be all right, whatever. Y'all showed me love in here, and I appreciate that. Seneca, what up, man? Go Gators, G. Shout out to everybody. Hey, man, make sure you go back and watch it. Hit the subscription button, man. I know y'all see the highlights on the bottom of the screen, man. If you ain't a subscriber, man, hit the subscribe button. This is where we going to be at. When we get G's on the show, we'll be on the 2-8 channel or whatnot. But 9 times out of 10, we're on this channel right here. I went with a different look, whatnot, you know what I'm saying? I ain't want to mix in what, it's just, when it's Neff, you know what I'm saying? I want to mix the crowd and stuff like that. But shout out to my man G's, man. He out here moving, man, making things take place in the back and all that other good stuff. He was in the comment box there too, man. Y'all, shout out to my man G's, man. Shout out to Cam, Superman, Seneca coming up, pulling up. Everybody that pulled up, man, drop the comment, man. If you ain't a subscriber, man, hit the subscribe button. If you shared it to anybody, liked it to anybody, man, this is where we gonna be at. This is where we building at. This is where Building Neff Knows podcast at. This is where Can I Vent gonna be at. Nighttime blog. This is where we're gonna be at. It still represent 2-8. Don't ever put that in your, you know what I'm saying? If you ain't got your 2-8 shirt, man, send me a shirt size. Superman, don't you tell me no more. I know. Sending everybody all that good stuff, man. But that's my show. If y'all like that intro, hit the like button. Anyway, I'm at Neff Knows podcast. Go Gators. Something like that. He said, I will be tuning in support. Appreciate it, my guy. Appreciate it. Y'all be safe.